Hello there and welcome. My name is Isaac Ariuki and you have found the free podcast. Now, as it is a routine here, our goal is to explore the world around us through the lens of ideas. And I've decided to title this episode the Mental Model Series, which is something I came to learn of just recently, and nonetheless I found to be useful uh, when applied to in the day-to-day lives. And a simple way of trying to explain or a simple way of trying to understand what a mental model is as a representation of something. And I'll give you an example. Today, for instance, when you woke up, who knows, perhaps the right or left side of the bed, probably went to the washrooms, got your toothbrush, showered, made breakfast, gave your house one last stare, and then left for work. And, you got there roughly, say 9. On your way there, probably listen to music. And there you are, typing away emails. Now, that's a mental model, in as much as you probably don't think of it that way. It is a representation of something, of how you are doing something. And if you're to think that in computer terms, that is an algorithm, a habit, so to speak, right? It's a way that you have established of doing things. Yeah, it simplifies the routine. Every morning, this is what you do. And then to even now maybe expand on that a little further, the mere fact that now, you're right at work and you're going to employ yourself diligently, for the next 8 hours means you're getting something out of it, work. That is also another mental model called the incentive mental model. You're incentivized perhaps by the money, the salary or the status or the business ownership, right? And that, in simple terms, is just what mental models are. These are simple representation of how something works. And I came to learn of it because not really. I sort of stumbled upon it. I won't say I even knew what they were. But anyway, I get to pick this book, I think by Charlie Manga. It's called The 100 Mental Model. The idea is that, he has taken all the big ideas in all the discipline and he has tried to narrow them down. And then by using all those ideas, you can be able to map out the world around you in a way that kind of makes sense. And the reasons why you want to do that is because we are now living in an age where the information is just but too much. It's abundant. How then do you arrange all the information that is coming to you in a way that makes sense, right? If you have to think about how we normally counter that problem is that we specialize. In my case, I'm trained in construction, project management. I have specialized in that line. It's trying in a sense to try and narrow down all the information that is out there in one sort of map of competence that I can then it's a suit I can wear every day and say this is what I can offer, right? Now the problem with this is that we bundle up things and we call them this is engineering, this is psychology, this is medicine. They are all specialized field. But you have to remember that nature, as it is, doesn't know this. The forces of nature are acting on me, regardless of whether I am a construction manager, or a marketer or a doctor, right? Nature just doesn't know all these things. We know them ourselves, but nature as it is does not, right? So, in an attempt to think in a multidisciplinary way, in an attempt to try and understand, reality, then it makes sense to try and bring in all the ideas from all the big disciplines and now try to at least have a more disciplinary approach other than just relying on your field of expertise. And that is what I would try to, what this is what I'll try to cover in this mental model series. Just how you can also leverage on all these big ideas in all the big disciplines. We're talking about philosophy, mathematics, physics, biology, chemistry, statistics. You have psychology, I think, yeah, and you have economics and you have history. Trying to bring in all these ideas, like algorithm. That's an idea from mathematics, as you'd have it. Incentive. You should think about that is idea more in biology than it is in physics. If it comes to philosophy, we can talk about Plato's cave, just how you can be able to navigate, social media right now using that analogy, or that allegory of, or using that idea of the cave of the cave of Plato. And the reason perhaps I found this to be useful is once you understand something, you no longer fear it. The whole essence of trying to understand is something is that you no longer now fear. You fear it because you now are well equipped to know how to deal with it, and that is pretty much why these sort of things becomes, how would I say, of utility. You know, in trying to understand just what the mental models are there. So I'll try to maybe cover as many mental models as I can. And I'll give you a final example. Not so long ago, actually, it was yesterday, I attended the National Prayer Breakfast. And the keynote speaker was Lord Hastings. And I remember everyone, after they saw the president stand up, there were very many speakers that came before Lord Hastings, but no one stood up, after the speaker was done. But now with the keynote speaker, once he was finished and the president himself woke up, everybody else now was up, because Jesus, the president is up. The best you can do to just, stand up. If I did it, probably no one would have followed me. We'll be talking about that, just what kind of mental model that is, because it's a reality. It's how we operated. It is a model of how something works at that very moment, which was not so long ago, yesterday. So welcome to the Mental Model series. I hope it's going to be insightful and exciting, and I look forward to it. Ciao.